Update. My wedding is on the 25th, but now my fiancé says he isn't sure if we should get married. Original post. My wedding is supposed to happen 20 days from now. However, my fiancé says he is not sure if he can go through with it. I, 28 female, have tried to help him, 30 male, figure out if he's just having normal pre-wedding nerves or cold feet, but he says he doesn't know. He swears he's not having an affair or hiding anything from me, but he isn't sure if we should go through with the wedding. We have people coming from all over the province, but he's second-guessing getting married, and I'm not even sure what to do. We have been together for 4 years. We have lived together for 2 years and have been engaged for over a year. He's never displayed any problems with commitment. I've never had to give him any ultimatums or push him along when it comes to moving forward in our relationship. Up until 8 days ago, he was enthusiastic about our wedding and us looking for a house. We haven't had any big life changes or bad news recently, so I don't know where his hesitation is coming from. No family problems either. Each of our families loves the other and is excited about the wedding. I love him, and this is scaring me because he won't even tell me why he suddenly feels this way. The wedding is supposed to be on the 25th. And he's refusing to let me in or help him figure out his feelings. I don't even know what to do now. Now for the top advice before reading the update. If he won't talk to you or deal with this appropriately, then I think you should appreciate that he is showing you who he really is. If he is unable to be an adult about this issue, he will never be able to deal with the much more difficult and serious issues that come up in married life. You are fortunate to learn this now instead of after you get married. It's time to tell him to get on the phone today and call both sets of your parents and tell them that he is canceling the wedding because he has decided he is unsure about getting married and doesn't know why. I hope they aren't going to be out a lot of money. If they are, he needs to reimburse them. And don't you even think about making excuses for him. He's jerked you around long enough. Next, he needs to call each guest and tell them the same thing. These guests are spending time and money. He needs to give them as much advance notice as possible. He also needs to cancel all the vendors and pay for your personal out-of-pocket expenses. This is on him for waiting way too long and not having any kind of explanation. Stop babying him. That time is past. It's time to start mitigating the damages. Just want to clarify that there are no parents to call. Neither of us have any living parents. Also, no one else paid for our wedding. He and I paid for everything ourselves. Apologies for any confusion. I didn't say anything about our parents or someone else paying for our wedding in my post, so I wanted to clarify. Thank you for replying. Getting married isn't this big, awful, frightening commitment society makes you think it is. Like, it's a big commitment, don't get me wrong, but he shouldn't be acting like this out of nowhere. Even if he's nervous, which is normal, he should still be enthusiastic. There is a reason this is coming up, and it may not be anything terrible, but if he isn't willing to see a couples therapist immediately about this, then in my honest opinion, you should call off or at least postpone the wedding. Don't marry him or anyone who doesn't want to marry you. You should not have to convince or beg. Tell him to cover any costs lost and reimburse you for what you've spent. Get it in writing, as he's not someone you should trust. You will find someone who knows you're the first place prize, not a consolation prize or someone to settle with because they think they can find better. Leave him with your head held high. You will find someone who loves and respects you as much as you love and respect them. Not marrying someone like this and finding out later that they're crappy is better than them causing you problems or trauma later and then getting a divorce. Don't think about others' thoughts or the time you wasted. That'll make you stay in something that's not good for you. Go be awesome alone until you meet the right one. Good luck. Now for the update 3 months later. My update is that I didn't get married, my relationship is over, and I'm blocking him and moving out tomorrow. I want to thank everyone who left supportive comments on my last post. They were appreciated. Whenever I asked him if he thought it was cold feet, if something happened, etc., he always just said he didn't know. We had guests driving in from all over the province, so the day after my post, I told everyone the wedding was postponed. Fortunately, anyone who isn't local was able to cancel their hotel reservations without penalty, and everyone got a refund from what they bought off our registry. I would have felt horrible if any of our guests had lost money over this. I suggested we go to counseling to figure this out. He agreed, but then on the day of our first appointment, he said he was fine to get married. When we went to the appointment, he told the therapist I overreacted by canceling the wedding and blamed me for all the money we lost. The venue and all of our vendors had 30-day cancellation clauses, and he didn't start saying we shouldn't get married until after the cancellation deadline. After how he acted at the appointment, I knew I couldn't marry him. He was shocked when I refused to renew our lease together and said I was moving out. I try not to care what anyone thinks, but at least all of our family and friends think he was unreasonable and don't blame me. Canceling a wedding is expensive, but divorce is more expensive and painful. You did the right thing. This is what really frosts my cookies. He told the therapist I overreacted by canceling the wedding and blamed me for all the money we lost. So, dude was having cold feet, but is now angry because she, rightly, canceled the wedding and they lost money? That makes no sense. What did he expect? That they'd just press on ahead? What an idiot. My guess is he wanted her to grovel or go into the marriage feeling insecure and easy to manipulate. Instead, she pulled the badass boss move, and now he's got nothing and is down money. Smells like justice. Or he did eyeball another lady, wasn't positive whether he should risk it for a biscuit, tried anyway and got rejected, or learnt grass really isn't greener and thought he could still continue with OP. He flat out lied to a therapist while gaslighting you? I don't blame you, and I'm so sorry about the whole relationship. He was shocked over not renewing the lease, but not shocked when you canceled the wedding. His priorities are off. His rationale and logic are off. This is going into toxic, manipulative territory. I have a feeling that you will find out later what the reason was, and it won't be pleasant. Don't be surprised if he starts spinning this to others that you are being dramatic and overreacted, because he's already doing that in front of your face. X didn't want to get married, but he didn't want to act like an adult and look bad, so he made OP suffer and acted all douchey so OP would cancel the wedding, and he could act like the victim now. He can go and say OP did it. He's heartbroken. X is a loser. Next story. My husband walked out after I had a panic attack. I'm alone with our baby, 31 female and 34 male. I'm a stay-at-home mom to our 10-month-old daughter. I moved away from my entire support system to be with my husband, who promised to provide and be an involved father. He was the one who wanted a baby. He was the one who said he wanted me home with her. We agreed before pregnancy that we'd share the load. I'd take care of most of the baby and house stuff since I'd be home, but I still expected help and support. That was the plan. And I've kept up my end. I keep our house clean and organized, do all the laundry for me and the baby, clean the kitchen while I cook, tidy up toys, feed her solids, nurse her, and change her diapers every 2 hours. I take her to doctor appointments, music class, and make her bottles. I try to make extra dinner so he has food to take to work. She's happy, thriving, and loved. I may be tired, but I still show up for her every day. He works 8 to 4, but lately, he and his mom have started pushing this idea that he shouldn't have to lift a finger with a baby after work. They act like I should be doing everything alone, as if asking for help makes me a bad mom or wife. That's not what we agreed to. I don't expect 50-50, but I do expect to be treated like I matter too. Things between us have gotten tense. I've asked for counseling, but he always brushes it off. He says he can't talk to me because I get loud. I don't scream or get out of control, but I do get emotional and passionate when I feel ignored. I've been begging for communication and trying to fix things. The other night, I had a panic attack. I screamed into a pillow behind a closed door while the baby was in another room. I was overwhelmed and trying to cope silently. His response was to call me toxic, hand me our sleeping baby, and walk out. He said he was going to a friend's house, but the friend said he never showed up. Then he ignored my calls, turned off his location, and I found out later he checked into a hotel. He still hasn't come back. No answers, except that he refuses to be in the same house as me. Now he's saying I should fly home to my parents and leave the baby with him so his mom can fly in and care for her. After everything I've done, he wants to take her from me? To make things worse, they're now trying to twist it and say I'm not doing a good job because I was on my phone too much during our recent family vacation. I was burned out. His family was there, so I finally had a minute to breathe. Meanwhile, he complains about giving her baths or doing bedtime. He plays video games while watching her. But I'm the bad mom because I scrolled on my phone while she was surrounded by family? I've never felt so discarded. I gave up everything to be here and raise this baby. I do everything and still get painted as the problem just for needing support. I'm financially stuck. I have no family here. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying. And I don't deserve to be made to feel like I'm nothing. If you've been through anything like this or have advice, please share. I just feel so alone. Now for the top advice before reading the updates. Whatever you do not hand this child over to these people. They will categorically use that against you in the future. Knuckle down, knuckle in. Your rules of engagement have been changed mid-game, and that's caught you off guard. But you know now, so you need to get your guard back up. Forget this guy. He's made himself incidental. Focus on you and your daughter. Be the best mother you can muster. He wants the house clean. He or his mother can clean it. He wants dinner. He can figure out the oven. Bro stops getting service and I assure you something will give. Focus on the child. Everything else is a distant second. If you haven't done this already, try to talk to him in text messages to get him to acknowledge that he doesn't help with the child at all and has no interest in doing so. Like maybe you say, I don't understand why I'm the only one taking care of her. Why don't you want to spend time with your child? And then maybe he responds, she's your job. I don't want to deal with that in my free time. Something like that. You want to get evidence that you're the only one doing the parenting. Then talk to a divorce lawyer. OP said she was in Texas, a single-party consent state. Doesn't have to just be text exchanges. She can record all their verbal conversations too. Now for the updates. I just want to clarify something that a few people were concerned about. I'm 1000% taking my baby with me. No matter how exhausted or broken down I feel, I could never leave her. She is my whole world, and I've been her full-time caregiver since day one. We rent, and while he's the main leaseholder, I've poured just as much into this home. While I was pregnant, I worked as a nanny and used that money to buy all of our daughter's furniture, toys, and baby gear. I also sold a lot of my own things to help furnish the house. Probably 80% of what's here is mine. I plan on flying back home Monday with my daughter and staying at my parents' house until we figure out the next step. He's going to have a conversation with me at some point. The hardest part is not knowing what happens after that. The car I've been driving is in his name, and without it, I won't be able to get a job. My parents live in an area that isn't safe to walk or take public transportation, especially with a baby. I would hope we can work something out where I keep the car, but since he won't talk to me, I really don't know what to expect. Final update. His family called my mom and made some really cruel and false claims, saying I'm an unfit mom, that the baby is behind on milestones, that I leave her in front of the TV all day, and that I don't feed her solids so she's starving. None of that is true. I offer her solids daily, she's on track developmentally, and I regularly send updates to my own family. It's clear they're enabling his behavior. He finally reached out, but acted like he's done nothing wrong. When I used the word abandonment in the legal sense, which is exactly what happened, he got extremely triggered. Last night, I took the baby and flew home. We're safe now. He knew we were leaving, saw that I booked the flight, and didn't seem to care. My friend came over and helped me pack and load the car, and he didn't even say goodbye to the baby. Thank you to everyone who's offered support and advice. It really helped me find clarity and strength during all of this. Last story. My girlfriend's clumsiness is driving me up the wall. I love my girlfriend and everything. She's a great person. She's generous, friendly, funny, interesting, the whole nine. But she's clumsy as heck and is costing us both tons of money. When I first met her, it was a little more subtle. Like, we would buy groceries, and she would drop something and break it. But over the years, she's broken so many things, including expensive ones. For starters, when we are out in public, she hits almost everyone with her purse no matter what. She walks with her purse hanging off her shoulder, and it rams into strangers. Often, they turn around and give her a dirty look, and yes, I agree with them. Second, every time she's in a room, my heart starts racing because I know she's going to bump into something and break it, which happens almost all the time. A few months ago, I woke up to a crash that sounded like an iPhone dropping. I woke up and looked, and it was near where my iPhone was. The next day, my iPhone started crashing, and I found out it was damaged beyond repair. She tried to say it was probably because I'm rough with my phone, but no, we both know the truth. Just yesterday, I bought a moderately expensive bottle of cologne and put it on a table. She was close to the table and boom, the cologne falls and explodes. I wasn't even mad or sad. At this point, I'm used to her destroying everything. She tried to get mad at me and asked why I put it on a table, but I quickly shut her down and said that's not important. She was not careful and knocked it over. Today, I come home from work and see she cleaned the house, which was nice, but my iPhone, the new one I had to buy because she broke the old one, was drenched in water. Thank God iPhones are waterproof, but WTF? I get so stressed easily just being around her because I don't know what's going to break next. Honestly, this sounds malicious and intentional. If she truly is that clueless, then she needs to see a doctor. If you really look at what's getting broken, is it the majority of your stuff and are you paying for most of it? If you make her start paying for everything, I bet she either gets mad or she stops breaking things. I am clumsy, but I'm extra careful around my husband's things. I broke the screen of my Garmin after a year of wearing it because when I walk around the house, I hit every single door frame type of clumsy. But I don't break things every time I handle something. But OP's girlfriend seems malicious. If something is on a table or a flat surface, how on earth would she drop it and destroy it? I've dropped my iPhone many times, and it never broke. Drenched in water? What was she doing with your phone? Something is not right here. She sounds privileged, like someone taught her whatever she breaks is replaceable, but her feelings should be spared. Being clumsy is cute. Definitely something like that. She's an only child. One time we were at her parents' house and she dropped 5 plates. They just laughed. That's literally pathological. If you really think she's not in control of herself, she needs to see a doctor and keep seeing one until you get some answers. Does she damage her things too? Or is it mostly your items? Definitely both. I guess I just get the worst of it.